Hey, yo, what is going on, guys? With a brand new Grand Arena deck guide for you guys today. We're going to go over a Moleman deck that we have cooked together, and it feels absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in case you guys did not know what Moleman does, Moleman is the brand new Series 4 card that you can get from Grand Arena, but it's also one of the champion cards in Grand Arena that on reveal, it banishes the top card in your deck and set its cost to 2 rocks power. And I know I kind of explained that wrong, but it adds 2 rocks to your hand with its power set to the cost of the card that you just banished, which is honestly really interesting. We're playing a Victoria Hand style deck and a Patriot as another out in this style list over here with Moleman, which gets you value. And of course, his champion ability is going to be the Subterranean Summons, which on reveal give each created card in your hand -1 cost or +2 power, which is really solid. You know, this is, what Fastos does as well, but with it being rocks and some of these other created cards you have in your hand, they can be played for free. So it really allows you to have just like different outs to be able to use your energy efficiently, as well as some of these other cards. Like we are running the Ancient one in here, which allows you to be able to play some of these cards out, and the Talmandala. Talmandala also is a created card, which also can be discounted and only can be discounted by Moleman. So this can be a 1-cost card you're able to play out into some of these other lanes to get value itself too, which something I really like with the Talmandala is because you're running a lot of low, cost cards and low ongoing cards, whether it is Victoria Hand, Victoria Hand giving you +2 power to all your created cards, getting copies of Victoria Hand gives that copy of Victoria Hand +2 power because it's a created card. And then also Patriot is a 3-cost ongoing card. Cards that have no abilities get +2 power. Whether that is going to be the demon you can generate from the hood, which you can generate 2 of them potentially with Misery, or the rocks you get from Moleman, just the debris as well. Those are a bunch of cards that have no ability. And what I'm saying here with the Ancient one using the Talmandala, if you're using all these low-cost cards and you use the Talmandala on the low-cost cards, that also works with Moonstone, because Moonstone hits cards that are 3-cost or less. She copies those ongoing abilities. So you can kind of pair this up with a Talmandala to be able to get some extra Moonstone value, which is honestly really nice. And we've had a couple iterations you'll see in the gameplay with this deck where Moonstone gets to pop off because she has more than just 1 Victoria Hand or 2 Victoria Hands to hit. She has a bunch of other cards in the lane for Moonstone to copy. And then you're also, you're making a bunch of token cards. So you have Mockingbird in this list for another power scaler. Whether it is going to be from Kate Bishop, whether it is from, the Demon from the Hood, whether it is going to be the Rocks from Moleman, whether it's also the created card from Iron Patriot, the Debris Rocks, or from Frigga. You have a bunch of different outs in order to get Mockingbird out, which is really nice. But that's going to be the general gist of kind of what you're doing here. You're trying to either go into a Patriot line, which is if you don't have the Victoria Hand, you have Debris, you have the Demons, and then you also have the Rock Center from Moleman. So you have a bunch of different outs there that gets Patriot value. Talmandala, so you can have some of those other cards to buff some of these cards. Maybe you use it on your on reveals instead of your just non-ability cards, so you can have just more Patriots around the board. You have the Moonstone there, or you go the Victoria Hand route where you have just all these created cards getting extra power. But let's go ahead and jump right into a brief overview of what the deck looks like, and then we'll break each card down individually. So this is what the deck looks like on screen. It's a newer iteration of the custom deck or the created deck for Moleman itself. But you're using Debris as kind of like a clog as well. Yes, this is kind of rough into Destroy or decks that are running Killmonger, because a lot of these cards, whether it is Moleman or the Hood or Debris, are generating a bunch of 1-cost cards, so Killmonger does eat that up, as well as Kate Bishop with her arrows. But not a lot of people are honestly, or at least a lot of the matchups you'll see in this video, we didn't run into a lot of Destroy. And not running in Destroy really gives you a lot of Debris value, especially the way people are setting up their turns right now. Debris being able to offset that while you're still being able to get some value from the Debris, whether it is the Patriot or those just 1-cost cards, being another target for your Ancient one to be able to Moonstone. Of course, those created cards on the board are not going to be the same as Victoria Hand value cards, because Victoria Hand only happens to the cards in the hand, but those on the board do help your Mockingbird. So you have a bunch of cards that kind of like go together and they like work simultaneously. That feels really nice. And then of course you have Frigga to be able to copy either some of your powerful ongoing cards here, or even just copy demons. Like it really just depends on what you have to be able to Frigga. But like Frigga is a potential, maybe not a flex spot, but I did get some usage out of her. There's a world where you could run Super Scroll instead of Frigga, which I know, like, because there's so much ongoing cards, it's something you could do. And then I still like the Victoria Hand and the Patriot. Victoria Hand, I think, is actually kind of needed in this list. There's not a direct one-for-one substitution for her. Now, instead of Mockingbird, maybe you do want to pour into maybe an Agent Venom, or not an Agent Venom, an Anti-Venom. And maybe instead of Frigga, you then have like either a Shadow King or a Luke Cage, and you pour more into the original list you've seen like on Ladder the past couple seasons. Of course, it may be a little bit different here in Grand Arena, but Shadow King still is really solid with the way people are still playing right now. Shadow King is just a nice tech piece, whereas Luke Cage, you're not seeing a lot of the Affliction style lists, so you don't necessarily need Luke Cage for that. It would only be for your Anti-Venom, but those are the main substitutions I would probably make here. Some of the Moonstone, you don't directly have a one-for-one. You could try Mystique, but Mystique's not going to work the exact same. Same thing with like an Ancient one, and then like even Ravonna, you don't really have anything to do like with Ravonna stuff here. So I think you would pour more into maybe the Patriot side of things if you don't have the Victoria Hand stuff, which is going to be kind of like an entirely different list itself. But that's like the general gist of what I would do substitution-wise. But let's go ahead and break down why we have each card in this list individually. So first things first, this is a Moleman deck. So of course we have the Moleman Champion. We are having the Moleman Champion here, especially because we do really like his skill. His skill works really well with a bunch of the creative stuff we have going on. You're normally not playing this out like on curve. You're kind of waiting until you have a bunch of creative cards in hand to be able to get extra value in here. Or if you're really just trying to thin out your hand and get your hand out earlier so you can actually draw cards. There's a couple games where I'm not drawing a lot of cards, but that really just depends on what I have set up. If I have like the Victoria Hand and I have like the Moonstone or Tau Mandala like set up, I'm kind of okay with filling my hand just because I know I have my main combo pieces. I don't necessarily need the other draws, and it really helped me out into a lot of these different games just knowing I had that advantage. So that's kind of why we look at the Subterranean Summons as either we have a lot of creative cards in our hand, so we're playing this now to get a lot of value, or it's like I need to play this now to kind of be able to draw some more of my combo pieces here for later on in the game. So I'm going to do this even if I only have like 2 or 3. But more often than not, you want to have like 3 to kind of maybe more of these creative cards in your hand to be able to get the extra value. Next, of course, we do have the Hood. The only way to actually remove this card from the board is going to be with Misery. So this is either a target for your Victoria Hand or for your Patriot, so you can have that ongoing power spread across the board, or you're able to destroy this in Misery. Of course, you know, it generates the Demon, and the Demon is a created card in your hand, which works with Victoria Hand. It is also a card that has no ability, so it does work with Patriot too. Next, of course, we have Kate Bishop, which all of her arrows are created cards. So created cards, of course, you know, they work with Victoria Hand. Also with the Demon itself too. And also, if we go back to Moleman generating the rocks, created cards in hand, works with Patriot. These are all token cards. So all of these do discount Mockingbird and allow Mockingbird to be cheaper, so you can play out Mockingbird on the board. Same thing with an Iron Patriot. Iron Patriot makes a card in your hand, which is a created card, so it would work as a token or just a created card in general. That would give you value to be able to put Mockingbird on the board. It also gives you value for Victoria Hand. Next, of course, you know, Victoria Hand. She gives cards that are created +2 power. If you do Frigga Victoria Hand, that creates a new Victoria Hand. So that created Victoria Hand gives itself +2 power, and Victoria Hand gives it +2 power because it goes for any created cards. It doesn't say any other created cards. It just says any created cards. You know, your created cards that, you know, your cards that were created in your hand go +2 power. So that's why it works that way. And then, of course, you have Patriot, whether it's the rocks, whether it's the demons. Like, those are the main things, of course, you know, they get with Patriot value. There is Enchantress running around in Grand Arena, so, like, any cards that hit with Enchantress that are ongoing, also Patriot gets value off of them, which we actually win a game because, you know, Enchantress hits cards that give Patriot value. And then, of course, Debris, you're using this to either clog your opponent and just give yourself value, too, for your Patriot. Also, their bodies on the board, like tokens on the board, to be able to give you value for your Victoria Hand or your Tau Mandala, like I was talking about earlier. You have that to kind of work with. Next, of course, you have Frigga. Frigga, of course, adds a copy of the card you just played to your hands. You're using this a lot with Victoria Hands. You can use this with Demon or also with some of these generated cards from Iron Patriot. But those are like the main ones I would probably mess around with. If you get a Mockingbird out early, you could Frigga the Mockingbird too to get some extra value there. Because as you're playing more of these cards that are generated, you're going to get more value to be able to play Mockingbird in maybe even different spots or in the same lane. So just keeping that in mind, you do have Frigga to be able to copy a couple of these either tech pieces or just some of these high power pieces for you too. Of course, we have the Ancient One. It creates the Tal Mandala. So you're using this with your Victoria hand, your Patriot. You could use it with Moonstone. Of course, you're not really wanting to stack more than one ongoing card in the same lane because then it's a 50-50 for it. It doesn't guarantee you're going to hit one or the other. I mean, it guarantees you're going to hit one or the other, but it's not going to guarantee you're going to hit the one you want. So that's why you kind of would play these separately. Also, because there's Enchantress running around, I would also play it separately because of that, because you don't want everything to be shut off just by an Enchantress because you played all your ongoing cards in one lane. So that's just something to keep in mind there. And then, of course, Moonstone, you're using that also with the Tal Mandala. Tal Mandala, you're using it on your cards that are cheaper, that are a 3 cost or less, to be able to even get even more Moonstone value, which feels really good, I think, into a lot of these different matchups too. And then, of course, you have Misery. Misery you're using mostly for your hood. You could use it potentially for a Moleman as well. It kind of just depends on just you thinking what you have back in your deck. Also with Frigga, like if you play another card and then you Misery Frigga, Frigga then still copies the card you played right before Misery. It doesn't copy Misery because Misery's interaction hasn't finished, so Misery isn't established on the board for Frigga to copy the Misery instead. And then, of course, you have Mockingbird. Mockingbird getting value because you are playing a bunch of tokens and different stuff on the board to be able to just throw this big power card there at the very end of the game or earlier on. It really just depends on what you got going on. But that's going to be the gist of the deck. We're going to jump into some gameplay from stream from the other day. If you guys do enjoy the video or enjoy the content in general, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. If you enjoy the live reaction or the live gameplay as well, definitely feel free to check me out on Twitch. I do stream most of my games on Twitch, and that's kind of what you guys see here on YouTube is games from Twitch. But I would say thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. We have a large variety of things, I think, to mess around with. And I think I like the Frigga. I think, personally, the Frigga is pretty cool. A good start. We have the Herbie list over here. I get 2 Iron Patriots. What do I get with Iron Patriot? I get Magneto. That's a good hit. And we get Destroyer. Not as great of a hit. Yeah, we're being fully transparent here. The Feast. I'm gonna go. I mean, I'm gonna fill my hand anyway, so why not play Ancient One left, right? Is my thought process here. So. Lasher. Okay, what do we got here on the right now? Brooklyn Bridge. I'm gonna go... Do I go Destroyer? Destroyer gives me extra energy. Summons hits a few cards. I'm actually just going to Moonstone middle. They Wong. Okay. So we are definitely moving that Wong middle. Definitely. Oh, wait. Oh, wait a freaking minute. This is gross. This is gross. I'd rather the Lasher not get any bonuses from Nomura. Would rather that not happen, if we're being honest here. If we're being honest, I don't want Lasher to hit with any Nomura buff, so that is why I'm going to Magneto right. Oh my gosh, wait. Wait. 2 Magneto seems pretty good. They Jeff. Herbie. Oh, wow. That's a lot of rocks. Oh, that's a big Herbie, too. That is a big Herbster. What is happening? Oh, all the extra energy is happening. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Let's do this. So they got hit with extra energy twice. No, actually, no, 3 times. So they have like 6 energy right now or something, right? I think. Oh. Okay, well, left lane is just dead. Good to know. Middle lane might also. Wait, actually, no, left lane is not dead. Wait. Left lane is not necessarily dead. Not necessarily dead. Okay, this is so dumb, but maybe it'll work. But oh my gosh, wait, I think. Okay. We just need to move. If we can move the Sage instead of Wong, it's a 50-50. Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, that is juicy! Oh, that is so good! Oh, that was perfect! Yo! Yo! Let's go, bro. All right, we do get the squirrels. Squirrels is nice for us here. Nice for us. Herbie fully loaded. Murder World, don't like that. We do get the Vicky. Sticky got the Vicky. Let's see. What are we gonna do? We got Ancient One, Mercury. You get some tech. You get some tech. You get some tech. We all get tech. Ooh. 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 Is this Conquest? It might as well be Conquest. It might as well be. Actually, we're just gonna do that. I'm only gonna get 1 rock with Moleman. I think we do it. I think we do it. We lose Frigga, so that's just good to know. We don't have to. We're not relying on Frigga. Gladiator hits Mockingbird. Hits Patriot. Okay. Interesting. We can set up that left lane fairly decently. So I'm gonna go Misery. Wait, they're probably running Killmonger in this list, right? I would assume. Not the Negasonic! No! No! Freaking Negasonic. Negasonic. Yikers.
No! 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 No!
Juggernaut.
Stop this right now. Stop this
Juggernaut
right
into the
freaking
Herbster.
now. There is no...
The Herbster. This is 2. This will be 4. 4 of these, so it's going to be 8. 14, 10 is 24. Do we think they can go above 6 points here? Do I even win middle? Is it just this instead? This is 6. I think we're cooked. I think we're just dead. The play we had is cool. Wait, unless we're not dead? Wait, unless we're not dead? It actually was a great play? I lied. I forgot that this is a created card, so it also does buff itself. That's actually pretty cool. Just, you know, altering me being able to draw things in general, which, you know, isn't part of it. And as we said, debris. We do get debris. Let's see. We get grapple, basic. Nexus. Oh yeah, there's so much tech right now. I'm gonna go. I want this to be created cards, pretty much. Yeah, I think scroll might be what the answer. I think we're gonna debris. Yeah. Council overreads. Yeah, let's go on Swiftman. And now this. Oh, this is where it gets interesting. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ancient one. Basic. And let's see what we can kind of get cooking. Because this is going to be very interesting. I mean, like, it's just going to be Iron Man craziness, probably in, like, the middle and stuff. So I just need to keep that in mind. Damn. Well. We hit Moonstone. This is going to be really, really funky. Super Scroll. Okay, so I'm not playing Patriot this game now. We genuinely are not playing Patriot. This. That. Oh, this is going to be wild. They're not creating cards, which is why I think we can kind of like do well with this. They have Onslaught. Onslaught left. We have extra energy. We do get the Mockingbird. But Mockingbird's not even as big as, like... That. And then I just Victoria Hand here, right? I lose if they're running Enchantress in this, or if they're running Shang-Chi. Oh yeah, if we had Scroll in here would have done really well, but I think it's this. They had some pretty rough draws. I lose. Do I lose to Iron Man Mystique here? Is that the main thing that cooks me, or I lose to like Chi? Mystique? Oh, is it Mystique Iron Man? It is Mystique Iron Man. Do I beat Iron Man Mystique? I actually beat Iron Man Mystique? Yo, we have a good start here. We do start with a Vicky. We got the little Vicky. Hey, yo. Sorry, that was gross. I'm actually gonna go... Wait, this is actually kind of crazy. This start is really good. Really, really solid, especially if we can fill this. No! No! What is this? What is this? No! Oh, that's pain, bro. That is pain. Oh, I hate that. We're just setting up for misery now. Yikes. Cable? Oh. No. I think it's this. This is gonna be a weird play, okay? This is gonna be a very, very weird play. Like, very, very weird. Go Misery. Demon. Or let me go Demon, Misery. I'm only gonna get one rock. I don't necessarily want the I don't want another demon left because I want to be able to do like Victoria Hand things potentially here. Thanos, go left, go far left, go far left, far left. Ooh, okay. They have already used Reality Stone, so I don't have to worry about Reality Stone here. We draw a demon. Moleman hits debris. Okay. And then this is what we do now. Now... I literally just do subterranean summons. This is all I do now. And this final turn could be crazy. They doom... Oh, actually, no, they're about to hit... Am I about to get hit with an Goliath? Be honest, guys. Is this just about to be a Goliath? I think it's just about to be Eliath, right? Do I say F it, we ball? I think it's this. Don't be Eliath. Oh! Wait, actually, hold on. Unless it's not Eliath right. Unless it's not Eliath right. Juggernaut! No! Wait. Unless we're good. Unless we're actually good here. Oh, no, we are good. We are good. We beat the Juggernaut. We beat the Enchantress. And we actually casserole. Cool. No Eliath. There was no Eliath. So we were okay. No Eliath, so we were okay. Oh my gosh. This doesn't fill our hand. So this is pretty cool. We hit our ancient one, that's fine. We do have Vicky. We do have the Vixter. Okay. I go... If I go Iron Patriot sub... Is it Iron sub? Or no, actually... What if I just do... Let me just do Iron Patriot and... I'll throw a rock out. Let me see. You see, the eyes pierce the darkness, causing night jump scares. Nonetheless, Galactus still sits next to my Surfer boxed figures and Funko Pops. Yo, I love that. We're running Echo for the mirror. Okay. This is interesting. I got Typhoid frickin' Mary. Wait. Unless? This is kind of cool. They do fill, so it probably would have been better for me to fill, it looks like. They hood... Is it Hood Viper? Hood Rock. Patriot. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna do that into this. Both, I'm gonna have space here in the middle too, which will be very nice. Or is it just Acid Arrow? It might just be Acid Arrow. Just trying to think Frigga value. I go Acid Arrow, Rock. Or let me just actually let's just say we're not drawing Frigga. They Frigga Patriot into Subterranean. Okay. Go Acid Arrow into Subterranean. Zero cost Typhoid Mary does seem pretty decent. It does seem pretty good. This gets destroyed. Let me see. Yeah, Echo's going to remove her ability, so that's what I'm thinking. We're just going to play Echo. Or we're going to play Typhoid right. Acid Arrow comes over but gets destroyed. We get a Hood. Yeah. So I like what we got going on over here. So I got to think about, we get Patriot too. So I go Typhoid. And then I will go Patriot, Victoria Hand. This goes to 16. Patriot brings this to 11. Victoria Hand brings it to 13. So I don't need Patriot right. What I need more is this, that. That is what I need more. This goes to 8. Trying to think, is it better for me to Patriot though? Patriot is more power across the board. Let's do this, that. Or this, that. No, I think that's better. They do have another Patriot too. That is true. That is true. They do Victoria Hand. They have Ultron, which is really big. We might be cooked here. I think we are we dead? We are not dead. We are not dead. Victoria Hand saves us. Cool. Cool. That will work. Yeah, we were calculating the mental math of the other Patriot, and we knew that they were going to have 13. But the swap with Victoria Hand for Pim Arrow saved us the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys did stick around the very end, let me know down below. What are your guys' thoughts on Moleman? Are you going to be getting Moleman or the Mad Thinker? Or are you guys using all of your glory for other items in the shop? What are you guys going to be spending your stuff on? I'm really liking Moleman, and I think I will be probably using him on ladder. Probably not with the new season. I think with the new season, I really want to mess around with some Black Knight again, which you guys know we love some Black Knight over here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.